Good morning here from the Real Deal Kitchen. A lot has gone on again in the last week. I guess our lives are always very full once we reach certain ages and certain phases in our lives. But certainly when one is dealing with uh, managing one's well-being in the face of having a diagnosis of an illness, and then if you then choose to engage with the traditional medical community, uh, you get kind of swirled down this rabbit hole of uh, choices that you need to make, that you're faced with, I should say, and that eventually you have to make some decisions around. And sometimes those choice points come a little bit at a time, and sometimes they're all piled on top of one another. And I would venture to say, very assuredly, that this extends to many things in people's lives, especially if you have children or own property or managing money in any way, or even managing not having any money. You go through times, it's just life. We're going through times of kind of sailing along, and times of feeling like everything is piling on top of one another. And how do you pull out from the bottom of the pile, or the middle of the pile, or just from the top of the pile? So as I had mentioned in my talk last week, I had a visit with my oncologist, or with the oncologist, I'll keep correcting that, and am doing some research on the two uh, potential choices that I have for next steps in my treatment. But the immediate next step is radiation, which I have chosen to do, and that begins tomorrow. And there is certainly a good amount of anxiety piling up around that for me. Um, the unknowns, the yet another dialogue that I'll have within myself, within my body, with what is absolutely unknown, how it will affect me, because these things affect everyone differently. Just like eating a piece of meat might affect some people one way and other people another way. This type of treatment affects everyone differently. So especially this, where I'll be having the radiation to, is to my upper spine. So it will affect around the throat area potentially. Could affect my appetite, which has already been somewhat compromised from this last hill that I've been climbing. Yet, I guess, to take a step back from all of this fact giving about what's on my plate to deal with, is that I read a little blurb somewhere. Someone posted on Instagram. I think it was Kate Northrup posted on Instagram yesterday, that something to the effect of, it's easy to talk about our problems, and maybe a little less easy to talk about what is joyful in our lives. And I certainly do try to lean more into what is positive and all the support that I have around me, because I for sure have a lot of it, and a lot more than the average bear. From a very devoted partner and fiance, to parents who and who have opened themselves probably in ways that they never imagined their lives would come to serving me, and my journey to wellness. But one thing that was very joyful for me last week was that I made the choice with my physical therapist. I said to her when she came last Monday that when she came on Thursday that I wanted to try to take a step with the walker. And that seemed like a very far-fetched statement because just 4 weeks ago I couldn't even feel my feet on the ground. But she was right there along with me, and we took the walker out on Thursday, and I actually not only took a step with the walker but walked the complete distance from which was one path that I walked regularly from our porch door to the kitchen area step where you see me sitting now, which was quite the achievement, and I did it. I'm seeing her again today, and I will take that walker out again today, and we'll see what today brings. And that is maybe the biggest part of living life, period, is that we have to remember that and I have to constantly remind myself, see what today will bring. I don't know if I'll take a step or 2 or 15 or 50 today with the walker. We'll see. And living from this moment of talking into this camera with you guys to when she comes in an hour or so and we see what happens, what's available to me today. There's a lot that can happen between now and then, and the practice is for me, is that I want to live each one of those moments as best I can, from now until then, and from then until the next thing, which might be opening an orange or eating lunch. So again, here I am rambling on, and I appreciate all of your listening. And here's my dad, who's my number one man alongside me with the walker, and we'll see what's going to happen, among many other things. Today I think we're making banana bread. The food part of the Real Deal Kitchen will be coming. I have some plans laid out for the rest of the week for us, and we will we'll get back to the food very soon. Apples will be baked today, I know that for sure, and banana bread. So that's all for now, and thank you for spending some time with us in the kitchen this morning. Be well.